Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, so let me grab my iPad. It's time for the weekly. Let me turn this way a bit. There we go. It's time for the weekly first reaction to Star Trek Discovery. Um, how is everybody doing today? Hope you all are well. Let me just pull up your chat here, and of course, this is updating. Why wouldn't it be? Just when you think you have everything going right. All right, there we go. Yeah. Stations, says Fleet. Indeed. All right, guys. Let's see. Where's this live at? There's this live at. Ooh, Area 51 got the first super chat strike with $5 super chat. So thank you so much, Area 51. What time is it? What time is it? For strike time. Blast air horn. Boom. Yes. So yeah, we're here to talk about season 4, episode 4. All is possible, and this was a good episode in my opinion. So I'm waiting to hear your thoughts, guys. Feel free to super chat. Would really appreciate super chat love. As you saw, Area 51's already thrown one in, so that's awesome. Definitely hit that like button. Let's just hang out. Let's talk some Trek. So skip to her. What the hell, damn guy. Sorry. Update file. I'm just gonna delete that. I don't even know why that's on here. Sorry guys, I'm preoccupied with something here that I've got to deal with. Oh no. Delete that. There we go. Sweet. Alright. Just put that down. Do you have any opinions about the USS Nog? Yeah, not really a fan, honestly, but hey, teach their own. If you like it, that's cool. Fleet Pod, who's been a member for 21 months at the rank of captain and one of our awesome moderators, says, I really liked it. I really felt like an actual Trek episode. Burnham wasn't insufferable and loved Tilly as a leader. Very enjoyable episode. Yeah, I would agree with those points. It was a very good episode, in my opinion. Did feel very Star Trek. I'm not really sad to see Tilly go. That might surprise some people. But, I mean, I'm sure she'll be back in some capacity, even if it's, like you said, just around Starfleet HQ. But kind of surprised she's left. But it is what it is, So will Tilly be the lead in the new Starfleet Academy series? See, that's the funny thing. We filmed our review of this episode today, which you guys will see tomorrow afternoon. And I said the same thing to Samuel. I'm like, is this an indication of what might be happening with Starfleet Academy? I don't really want Starfleet Academy in this time. I can see them doing that. 100% I can see them doing that. I don't want to see that personally. I would like to see a Starfleet Academy in like the Lost era, like the Monster Maroon era, personally. But I feel like this story with the crash shuttle and the team building exercise is kind of the fare that we would get. for that kind of show. So that's what I meant by that. I don't really want to see a Starfleet Academy series set in this future. That being said, that's probably exactly what they're going to do, which is annoying to me, to say the least. So, Trekyards says the fact that no get out clause exists in early Federation history is a tad ridiculous, as it undermines democracy and the notion of Federation as utopia. No, there's not a no get out. Like, you can't get out of the Federation. They even make a point of saying that. Like, Navarre's perfect example that yes, you can get out, but an easy exit clause is like, yeah, you did something stupid, we're out. Boom. No red tape, no paperwork, no jumping through hoops. So I disagree with you there 100%. I really feel like the exit clause that they were looking for was something easy and simple, as opposed to the bureaucratic nonsense that you'd have to go through. So don't really have an issue with that at all, but I can see why you said it. So Tilly's away missions always have a pretty high death rate. She should teach recess at the academy. Matt Borman says, from what I've seen, Mary Wiseman is still going to be a series regular. Yeah, I kind of got that feeling as well, Matt. So I feel this season is kind of wrapping up Discovery like this is the final season. No, totally disagree. People said that about season 2. People said that about season 3. That season 3 felt like it could have been an end to the series. And absolutely, it could have been. They didn't do that, though. So, good. I'm down for another 3 or 4 years of Discovery, personally. I thought season 2, season 3, and season 4 have been steadily just improving. Sure, there's a lot of problems still, but no, that's just silliness. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. Olivia Julius, $5. I expect Kovich to beam down to the planet and end the simulation of the spider T-Rex. Or you expected him to. Yeah, it did feel like it could have been a holodeck simulation, some kind of Kobayashi Maru. I love that the one cadet even says that at one point, and that's kind of dismissed. I would have been happy either way, honestly, but I think I was happier with the way they did it. That it was actually a mission gone bad, so. Plus, the Vulcans have a history of being like, we are going to leave the Federation, maybe, and then stuff happens. Yeah. Watch The Ready Room, everyone. I don't watch The Ready Room. I don't even know where to watch it. So there's that. I used to have somebody that sent them to me, and I just would watch them then, but I haven't got anything sent to me, and I'm not quite sure where to watch it. So I think she's going to the academy and then come back after finding herself. Probably. New Star game just been announced. Star Trek Resurgence. Ooh. Eric Martin, $5. I like the chemistry Saru has with just about any other character. Saru's fantastic. Saru's a fantastic character, and I really appreciate the way that Doug Jones plays him. I'm actually surprised that Doug Jones hasn't been in Star Trek before this, honestly. He's such a great character actor as far as alien species go. So I'm really surprised that Discovery was his first foray into that. So I just really like the character Saru. Even in season 1, he was my favorite character besides Lorca. And season 2, he kind of dwindled a little bit for me. I think I remember saying that, he was the best part of season 1, and now he's not really my favorite character anymore. So, but that being said, yes, the way he engages and talks to people, he's like the combination of Guinan and like Troy, as far as giving advice and stuff. So I think he's great. I think it's a fantastic character. I'm hoping for 7 seasons of Discovery. Yeah, me too. Mark Lawrence, $5. When I saw the crew for the training mission, I joked that the white guy was going to die. I think I know the writers too well now. The rest was great. Yeah, and Sasha, Ensign Sasha. Oh, wow, she was cute, man. Really want to see more of her. So if she's in the new Starfleet Academy series, I'd be down for that. I would really be down for that. I like the Orion kid as well. Even the Tellarite, he kind of bothered me at first, but I think he was supposed to. And then he kind of leveled out and became better. So that's always a good thing. I'm not sure I like the angle this camera is on. Let me just adjust this a bit. There we go. We'll go with that. So yeah, I'm not sure that. You're kind of just being a creeper. By the way, guys, in case you haven't noticed, I am back in the ready room for these. Because of the flood and everything, there was a bunch of stuff that was piled in here. Has since been moved downstairs. The flood damage is like 95% taken care of. We still need to get a counter and a sink put in the laundry room, but the supplies for that won't be available until January. So anyway, I've set up my new desk and everything down there. It's all coming together very well, moving stuff in from the bin, going through stuff. So I have the ready room back. There's a bunch of clothes here. These are all my costumes, my Trek costumes and stuff, which I still don't have a home for. But that being said, I'm back, baby. And the downstairs is looking really good. I actually just edited today. I don't know if you checked out my Captain Foley personal channel, but there's a Eaglemoss review of the classic Cylon Centurion, the Gold Command variant that I posted today, as well as, like I said, I've edited. I'm almost finished editing the restoration video for the basement. That'll be available on the Captain Foley personal channel as well. So if you haven't subscribed to the Captain Foley personal channel and you're interested in seeing how badly damaged the downstairs was and how it looks now, I would suggest subscribing to the channel because that video will probably be up. Probably upload it tomorrow. I'll probably release it tomorrow afternoon sometime, honestly. We'll have to see about that, but it'll be up soon, within the next week. So yeah, please go check that out. Subscribe to the Captain Foley personal channel and all that jazz. You know the routine. So, were we talking about something else before that? Tilly, I know, but I can't think of anything else. Oh, how cute Sasha was. Yeah, she was adorable. I liked all the cadets, or the ensigns, and I really liked the ensign comm badges a ton better than the actual comm badges that everybody else wears. I hate the oval. It looks too Bajoran. I really like the ensign ones, or the cadet ones, because they've got like a delta shape at the top still. So kudos to them for that. All of them should look like that though. That was a bit of a, bummer that it's just the cadets or ensigns that look like that. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of shitty. Jeff Sturm says, I liked what I saw from the episode, as did I. Did Tilly, actress, want to leave, or was it always written this way for her? Like I said, I don't think she's leaving, per se. If she did leave, it wasn't written, it wasn't planned like this. If she did leave, I have a feeling it might be because of her weight and a lot of the negative comments and stuff she's getting on that online. I wouldn't blame her, honestly. She looks a lot different than she did in season 1 for sure, and season 2. So if it's pure pressure or just media pressure, like the whole Rose Tico thing, shame on everybody, because that's ridiculous. But I don't know if that's the case or not. It definitely, I don't think it was planned that way though. But who knows? Like I said, like Matt said, from what he's seen, he still thinks she's going to be a series regular, as do I. So I'm not too concerned about it, but Yeah. Facebook, just search for Ready Room Star Trek. Okay, I will do that. Season 3 was a step down, at least story and structure wise. So far, season 4 is looking good for a step back up. Jeff, I somewhat agree with you. Samuel and myself both thought that season 3 was a lot better. Well, it was the best season up until season 4. Season 4 is really proving to be very good. Season 2 was good for Pike, of course. So there were good moments there, but there was still a lot of shit writing and decisions that were made in season 2. So we think season 3 was actually more cohesive as a complete piece, and better written for sure. So CJ O'Neill, $5. New Star Trek game just announced from Telltale. Star Trek Resurgence. Not a fan of that name. Is it an actual game or is it going to be a shit game? That's the question, because it's kind of hit and miss with Star Trek games. Fleetpaw throws in $5. Did Tilly's departure have something to do with Ray Wiseman's pregnancy? It honestly wouldn't surprise me. Very likely the case. I don't know if she is pregnant or she was pregnant. I heard that she was pregnant, and then I heard other people saying that she wasn't pregnant. So I don't know if she was or if she has a kid or whatever. Fleetpaw, look it up, find out for me. You're my number one guy. The Tilly plot reminded me of Galileo 7. Anyone else feel that? I can see why you'd say that. I don't know if I feel that way personally, though. But I can see why you would say that, for sure. Sasha was really cute. Yes, she was, George. Why is Burnham always the only one who's able to resolve each and every situation? Because she's the main character. The show was about her from the beginning. That's why. That being said, I'm kind of conflicted about them thrusting her into that very important position of being the middleman between Navarre and the Federation, because she has taken a step back this season. Even though she is the captain, she feels much more like a real character with the way they've treated her and her not going on a vendetta every episode. So I don't know how I feel about that, whether I like it or I don't. I'm kind of conflicted on it, but it is what it is. She's the main character. Sonequa Martin Green, whether you like it or not, is the main character. She's going to get the majority of the plots and the story. So that's just the way it is. Where is your new golden Cylon leader? By your command. It's downstairs. I show it at the end of the video where I put it. It's behind me in every video now. It's right behind my head, so I do turn my chair a bit and stuff so you can see it. But yeah. Jeff says, how's the pug? The pug is great. The pug is right here snoring away. She's right beside me. Because of course she is. You can see part of her here. Like I can poke her. Poke, poke, poke. Mary Wiseman was on the Ready Room, if you can view it. The actress that played Sasha looked a lot like Alison Scagliotti from Warehouse 13. I know it wasn't her. I don't know who that is, but I'll take your word for it, Mark, because you're brilliant. Adira just seemed annoying. I'm not the biggest fan of Adira's acting, or Gray's for that matter. I feel you. I feel your pain on that one. No, Mary Wiseman is staying. Good. That would piss me off about the wait. People are asses, double standard, y'all, but it could just be a break. She said she was staying in the Ready Room, okay. Didn't she just have a baby or something? And I'm sure it takes time to get back in shape if she wanted to. I guess she still had a baby, but I mean, other people have had babies and you never even know it. They don't miss a beat as far as acting goes. That's, fair enough that not everybody's the same. I get that. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you there. So, the iconic thing is a lot of the people bitching about the weight need to look in the mirror. Many of them aren't supermodels either, if you know what I mean. Yes. Check out the game trailer for Resurgence. Okay, I will. Watching the center seats after Discovery. I've been recording those. I haven't watched any. Turns out she was not pregnant. They're making Burnham really get better with her diplomatic chops this season. Yes. Shane Ackery has been member for 9 months in the rank of Admiral. Oh, thank you, Admiral. Admiral. Ray Wiseman is staying. She said so in today's Ready Room. Okay, good. Old Atari gamer. I don't know who, if anyone, was making fun of her weight. Shatner isn't getting smaller over the years, so that's not cool. That said, I think Tilly's character is ridiculous. That's fine. I mean, a lot of people don't like the character, and that's fine. But yeah, a lot of people make fun of her weight. There's so many memes on like the Facebook Star Trek ship posting group of like what's really causing the gravitational anomaly. It's a distorted picture of Tilly to be like super fat, and it's just it's fucking sickening. And I don't know. I just think it's unacceptable. So. Did you see the NX-01 in the snow globe? 1,000 years. It really has been a long time. Yeah, but that was Tilly's snow globe before they left, so that was only 100 years. But yeah, and it was canonically the correct NX-01. So I mean, kudos to them for that. I am really liking how Hugh is getting a lot more fleshed out. The book and Hugh scenes were good. Yeah, Hugh is fantastic. I love Dr. Culber. Yes, that was the NX-01, yes. Burnham now a captain. What progression is there for her character? I figured the show would end with her becoming captain, so now I have no idea where Burnham's progression would go. Admiral Burnham? No, she's going to be a captain for the rest of the run for sure. No. She's not going to be an admiral. Mary Wiseman is not pregnant. I heard the same rumor that she was, but everything I found indicates that she was never pregnant, unless she prefers to keep it quiet and intentionally lied. Distinct possibility, but who knows? Yeah, I'd heard both, and I had said she was pregnant because I heard rumors, and then I got called out for it on a live that she wasn't pregnant, and I wasn't sure. So after the live, I did a little bit of digging and couldn't find anything, and I wasn't 100% sure. So why are large aliens always phaser proof? In TNG, they said at full power, hand phasers could destroy a large rock face or the side of a building. This is 850 years later. Good point. There's also a disintegration setting on phasers. So yeah, don't know. Convenience. Plot device. I assume Earth is next. I hope they don't join back up. They can do better. Saru was great in this episode. Yes, he was. Body shaming on Star Trek. I really do wonder about fandom these days. I hear you, Colin. I mean, last week she rejected the mac and cheese. I also smiled. Yeah. Since the NX-01, I think they said 80 or 90 years in season 1 or 2. Yes, it's been about, I think it was 87 years or 88 years or something like that. Because it was originally 10 years before TOS started. And then they had a bit of a time jump when they came back from the Mirror Universe. And so, yeah, I mean, they're playing fast and loose with the time that it is. But, you know, Cindy Martin Green was pregnant. Dun, dun, dun. Eric Martin, why didn't we get to see good scenes of the Armstrong? I need my dose of shipborne. Yeah, Samuel makes the same point. When you see the review tomorrow, our live review, of course, will be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same as normal. Next week will be on Thursday, though, instead of Friday. But tomorrow will be that. Tomorrow afternoon around 2, 3 in the afternoon will be our edited review, and Samuel says the same thing. There needed to be a shot of the Armstrong after they beamed up or something in orbit. Would have been great. So yeah, I feel your pain on that one, Eric. I really do. Fleetpaw says, I will say this, whether or not you like the character, body shaming the actress is extremely rude and utterly dishonorable in my 2 cents. I totally agree, Fleetpaw. I totally agree. I feel bad for her. At first I thought Kovic purposely crashed the ship, and then I thought, but someone died, and I was like, no. Yeah, I thought, is this a simulation? But that person died. Oh, it could be a holographic person, or it could be like faking. And then the Ryan kid said, this must be a simulation, right? And it's like, no. It's like, oh, could have gone either way, I think. He was starting to become one of my favorite Star Trek doctors beside Phlox. Yeah, Phlox is a fantastic doctor, for sure. Hugh, we don't see him do a lot of doctoring. He's more of a counselor at this point, and he is not the chief medical officer. He's not the CMO of the ship. That black lady, I don't know her name, she is the CMO. Dr. Colbert has always just been a doctor. He's not the CMO. Just like Stamets is not the engineer, you know, and we haven't seen in the engineering room. There's a lot of little things in Discovery that are kind of annoying, and yeah, unfortunately we have to deal with those. I'm wondering if they are kind of trying to do the stuff they wanted to do with Enterprise, just showing the early days of species working together in Starfleet and such. I mean, it's a distinct possibility. Phasers are like navigational deflector dishes or Doctor Who sonic screwdrivers. What they can do for abilities change from episode to episode. That's very true. And I love how they also said our personal transporters won't work. Like, fuck, of course they won't. Because as soon as you put a transporter capability into a comm badge, you need to make that broken every episode to make any kind of drama. At least when it was on the ship was too far away, or the ship was, you know, there's some kind of electromagnetic radiation or interference in the atmosphere. Like, there's great ways to disable a transporter back in the day. But now they've got them on their fucking comm badges and can just beam whenever. Not a great idea. That's OP. And unfortunately, the writing is going to indicate that. It's going to say, you know, we need to not have transporters for this episode. Well, shit. How are we going to break the transporters this week, guys? 32nd century ship is affected by gamma rays. I predict DMA will appear close to Earth, maybe Alpha Centauri, and the new Federation will come to the rescue. I kind of think that as well, Sergeant Montgomery. I think that Earth is going to be the next one threatened, and it's going to come down to saving Earth. Fleetpaw says 32nd century phasers are ugly. I still prefer the TNG Dustbuster phaser over those. No, I disagree with you. The Dustbusters were awful. Dr. Pollock is her name, or Pollard. Is it Pollard or Pollock? But she's the CMO, so yes. Yes, the pug is snoring. Of course she is. Ryan Hale, I was really bothered by how easily the 32nd century shuttle crashed and how damaged it was. All from gamma ray bursts? Really? Yeah. Me too. Hey, but we got a new shuttle. Wasn't the fucking... And it even says, there's a line of dialogue, like a radio operator that says, prepare arrival for Discovery shuttle, or shuttle from Discovery, or whatever it was. And then you see a new shuttle. It's like, thank the maker. Grudge was not in this episode. Yes, I know, but Grudge was mentioned at least. Now all we need is Dr. Culber standing on the bridge saying, Captain, I'm feeling... Okay, so it's Pollard, okay. Feed me, Seymour. I wonder if they will address the line Culber said to Giorgio in season 3. If I had time, I'd have children. Is Culber dying? Maybe. I don't know. I love how Book said, is there anything you need to wipe clean? Which I think he's just referring to the fact that Culber is now the emotional support for everybody on the ship who's displaced 1,000 years in time. So it's a lot to deal with from everybody, hearing everybody's problems all the time. So I think that's what it's referring to, but I'm not 100% sure. So don't quote me on that. But that's an interesting suggestion anyway. This was definitely an episode that made me abandon Omelette de fromage. This was definitely the episode that made me abandon this show. Well, that's sad to hear, man. Whatever happened to the character of Linus? You saw him in this episode, for Christ's sakes. He was playing poker in the Discovery's bar when they were giving the voiceover of Dr. Colbert saying, the captain's ordered some downtime for everybody, and the camera's panning around the table, and Linus throws down his cards. So yeah, Linus was in this episode. Dustbuster 2.0 was okay. We hit like DS9. John says one thing that was a bit strange was right after the opening credits, when the ship crash landed, there was super obvious ADRs. Tilly was trying to give medical attention to that student. Happens, unfortunately, especially in this COVID filming situation. So being in the future gives the unique ability to do things that would have only been able to be done in TOS or Enterprise, because you are rebuilding the Federation and a sort of early days. Everything else was great. A good send-off for her character. Eric says, any phaser is better than the JJ Flip phaser. Oh, Samuel just messaged me, and he said, finally a new real Star Trek game, TNG era. So that must be Resurgence that they're talking about. Just opening up the message now, but this is taking forever. And Samuel just said, woo. All right. Check out the trailer. Don't react tonight. This was such a real thing for us to do videos or live on. Woo. Star Trek Resurgence. So there you go. Whoever was telling me to check it out, Samuel concurs. Fleet Pa puts in $2. Thank God Discovery shuttles are no more. They killed the yellow shirt and none of the red shirts. That's because it's TNG era or past, where red is command now, so of course they did. I bet Earth gets blown up. It's a Kurtzman thing. It's sad I didn't know which of you guys were right in the chat regarding the CMO's name, and I'm watching the 4th season of this show. Yeah, it's sad. The First Federation should come to the rescue. A gamma ray burst is extremely powerful. If one hit Earth, it could be destroyed. I'm thinking someone needs more. I think someone more needs to keep time travel sickness. Shane Ackery, $2. We had a captain's log. Finally, we've had a few. We've had a handful of captain's logs over 4 seasons of this show. But yes. Hezraz, I like that the Orion was from an activist family. That when it was pointed out to the other cadets, they felt like jerks. Yeah. You can't judge an Orion by its green color, I guess. I don't know. Just God, please, not the Picard synthetic villains is all we ask. Anyone else want a starter garden? Love the plants he has in his quarters. Should be made into props. Matt says, interesting. Tell games. Tell game. Okay. Is Sam watching the Game Awards as well? I mean, maybe. There's Game Awards on tonight. I didn't know that. The opening shot of Discovery in the beginning was beautiful, and we need more captain's logs. A to the men, to the yes. Yes, so far season, everyone in his gray uniform has died, reestablishing the old tradition. So why is Zora now sidelined? Don't know. We know how deadly they are. I heard it turned one guy into the Hulk. Yeah, it's gamma ray bursts, you know what I'm saying? Michael Durbin says, does anyone think they will ever give the reason for the bridge crew, give the rest of the bridge crew some more time to flesh out their characters instead of giving it to new characters? I'd like to know more about them. I think yes. Samuel brought that point up as well, that they weren't even in this episode or the last episode. I think there's going to be an episode that's going to be specifically about them. They're going to get trapped on the bridge or locked out from the rest of the ship, and they're going to have to work together. I feel that coming on, just with the way that TNG kind of did that kind of thing with all the characters. I think they're going to be the same thing here. They've learned their lessons. They've started making corrections as far as the show goes. So I absolutely feel like that'll be a thing. Even the shuttle has a captain's chair like TOS. Fleetpaw theory, Cadet Harem, the Orion, is a descendant of Tendi from Lower Decks. Why? Why does that have to be a thing? That's quite a removal from, 900 years worth. Why? Why does it have to be a thing? Look, there's an Orion in our show. Oh, it must be related to the only other Orion that we know in Starfleet. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. That's stretching. I think that's fan servicey if they do that kind of stuff. I don't know. Joao, I'm really glad this season. It just doesn't. I'm really glad that this season doesn't feel like they're beating the DMA plot to death. Last season I was definitely tired of the burn, but like episode 5. Yeah, I fucking agree with you. I say that in the review too. That'll be up tomorrow. I say it's nice to take a break from the DMA. Sure, it's mentioned, but it's not like every episode like Control. Remember Control? Control. 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 Every fucking episode. Stop. Get sick of it really quick. Jesse Wolf says, Tilly is sexy as hell. Shannon Bailey, what did you think of Voyager Elite Force game from back in the day? I didn't know it existed until recently. Thought it was pretty good, but being a first-person shooter with the Borg. I really enjoyed Elite Force, actually. There's an Elite Force 2 as well. If you just heard about Elite Force, you might not know about Elite Force 2. Elite Force happens on Voyager in the Delta Quadrant. Elite Force 2 happens after they get back. They become, there's like a special ops team on the Enterprise E, so Sovereign class. So when is Detmer leaving? Not soon enough. That's when. Those cadet badges are better than the officer badges. The black looks nice on them. Yeah, they're 1000% better. I said that earlier in this live as well. No flamethrowers in this episode. No bridge in the last 2 episodes. So there you go. The dress uniforms are tight and super sharp. Yeah, the dress uniforms are nice. They kind of have almost like a Monster Maroon, Wrath of Khan style look to them, just with that little bit of white there. And they're very sharp and crisp looking. JB, I agree with you, Cap. The fat shaming jokes, shit posts are disgusting. They are ugly people who shouldn't be considered as Star Trek fans. Totally agree. My favorite Orion was the girl in Star Trek 2009. Amen, brother. She was cute. Where is the Tribble in uniform that everyone keeps talking about? It wasn't in uniform, and it wasn't in this episode. It was in like 2 episodes ago. Episode 2. Or was it episode? No, it was episode 2. Was it? It might have been episode 1 this season, but there was a Tribble. Feed Me Seymour. One by one, all the crew of Discovery leaves. Come on, Detmer. PTSD comes back and you're writing about Stamets' blood in a padded cell. Oh. Matt Burnham, the Elite Force games were fantastic. The graphics don't really hold up for today, but it was a great game and story. Yeah, the story was great. The Elite Force 2 wasn't as good as Elite Force, and it was a lot shorter. But the stories are great, and a first-person shooter in Star Trek actually works in the sense, in the way, the fashion that they did it. So I'm fine with that. Guys, hit that like button. We have 57 likes. We have 80 people watching, though. So let's try to get up to 80 likes. If you haven't hit like yet, hit that like button, please. Jesse says, could we mention the phasers? Is it just me or are the Star Wars blaster effects the canon now? Star Trek phasers with a solid beam are what's up. Yeah. Yeah, and aiming a solid beam is better because you fire it and you quickly like zoop, onto your target, like zzz, wear your target down. I don't mind that they have the pulse option, but that's all they use now. So stop it. TOS it up. Have the fucking phaser beam. The Halo trailer is out. Cool. It felt like they teased the Armstrong and then they didn't even get a flying shot. Maybe I was overexcited since I was so glad and surprised with the credence. Yeah, when I heard the Armstrong, I expected to see it, and we didn't. That being said, Anthony Rapp posted on Twitter today, here's a picture of me and Captain Michael Burnham eating some future food and discussing things, and it's him and her sitting at a table. And then somebody commented that it wasn't in the episode, and he says, oh, it must have been cut from the final edit. So he was kind of upset. So who knows if the Armstrong was originally supposed to be in it, and just time-wise they couldn't do that? I don't know. But what you have to ask is the snow globe is the snow globe foreshadowing? Probably not, but that would be awesome if it was. I don't see why not. That would be awesome. You're right. We'll definitely pick up Elite Force 2. Thanks for the info. No problem, Shannon. You should like it. The graphics are definitely better than Elite Force. And the story is a nice continuation. So, Marvin R. Telltale is not only doing the Star Trek game, they're also working on games for The Expanse. Ooh. Speaking of, I'm almost done season 3 now. I've been watching that like the last few nights, like 2 or 3 episodes each night. So I'm getting through The Expanse. It's getting better, I gotta say. Colin says, or they could do something like South Park with Kenny and have Detmer beamed into space every episode, only to find her alive and well without explanation in the next episode. Well, she could be like a Packlid, where they can like be in the vacuum of space and not die. Maybe she's part Packlid. Who knows? Daniel Vance, if the Federation wants more species to join, it might be a good idea to begin naming ships after non-humans. Reminds me of Star Trek. That'd be... Math, come on. That's Star Trek 4. And the human-centric remark, yeah. A Homo sapiens only club. That was Star Trek 6. Is that the remark you were talking about? I don't know. I'm not good with Roman numerals. I thought that was... Never mind. It would be cool and nice to if these shows did foreshadowing. It would be fun. That's funny. I emailed Telltale years ago to make a Star Trek game. Jordan, you're a genius, and they listened to you. They saw the email. They're like, file that away. Well, that's something we need to do. Let's go after that license. Expanse Season 3, Episode 1 tonight was great too. Oh, Season 6 is starting now. Sweet. JB, with that cadet with tusks. Was that cadet with tusks a Tellarite? It looks so different. I didn't even recognize them as a Tellarite. Yes, it was a Tellarite. It was. And we've seen Tellarites a few times in Discovery now, and they always look kind of off. So... Reports of Archer returning. Archer Doc, now Snow Globe. Anyone think Scott Bakula is going to appear at a shock moment for the season finale? That would be awesome. In whatever capacity they do it, whether it's an old recorded hollow speech or if it's, I don't know. I would be down with pretty much anything they do with that as long as it's done properly. Sorry I'm sitting this way, but I got a pug pushed up against me and my sciatic is kind of acting out, so I need to kind of relieve it. So don't judge me. I hear you judging me. It's fine, but don't. So way off topic, and I have a pair of corgis. They look like Ewoks. Not a big fan of corgis, actually. Jesse says, Voyager in the last episode, do we know what or whose design that was based on? Not 100% sure. I have a feeling it's probably John Eves, though. But don't quote me on that. Do you think they're going to change the inside set of Disco during this season? It feels surprising to not see the Discovery in a bit. But again, they referenced the time off this episode. Yeah, it's been 2 episodes now, and I have a feeling that a lot of what we've seen so far was filmed at the end of the last season, just because of the Gray scenes. Gray's hair was short, and then this season it's long, which is what we saw when he was at Star Trek Day doing his interviews. Which you can explain away easily with the synthetic body. You can just grow your hair, that's fine. But I have a feeling that some of the scenes were filmed at the end of the last season, and we were wondering if they were going to refit the bridge or change the colors at least, and they didn't. So since we haven't seen it for 2 episodes, it makes me wonder if that could be a possibility. So turns out Michael Burnham was the time traveler that was talking to the Xindi from the future of Enterprise. Marvin R. Too many interesting shows continuing this month. Didn't know The Expanse was getting new episodes this month. I'm still watching Titans. Matt says that was Star Trek 6 where they made the Homo sapiens only club remark at dinner on the Enterprise A. Yes, I did say that. But I'm wondering if there was a scene in Star Trek 4. But I'm pretty sure he was talking about that scene in Star Trek 6. I just wasn't good with the Roman numerals. I thought for 6 it was VI, not IV. Because he put IV, which was Star Trek 4, if I know my Roman numerals, how they work. But I'm not really good with Roman numerals, so. I want a USS Sarek and a USS Surak. Ooh, that would be really cool if they had some ships named after Romulan things like the Iris, their sun, or just straight up Romulus. You know, hologram Janeway could, in theory, turn up in Discovery. She could, yes. Transpose the IV. It's from the undiscovered country. Thank you. I would prefer if people don't use Roman numerals if possible. Just write Star Trek 6. My brain, I've never been good at math. I'm dyslexic, and I couldn't read an analog clock till I was in grade 11, for Christ's sakes. I remember doing those stupid sheets in public school where you had to draw the hands on the clock, and I could never do it. So anyway, I'm not good with numbers and things like that, so Roman numerals always screwed me up. But I know that if the I becomes before the V, that means you subtract the I from the V, so the V is 5, so you subtract 1 from 5 to get 4. Whereas if it's VI, that's 5 plus 1 equals 6. So, yeah. Imagine a 24th century ship booming to the future to see the USS Romulus or the USS Romulus going to the past. So much confusion. Then give it a Romulan captain. Only Q is judging you, Captain. LOL, what if an Enterprise future guy is Cronenberg? That would be mind-blowing. You mean Kovic? Yes, I know it's played by Cronenberg, I get it, but... Yeah, IV equals 4, VI equals 6. IV equals 4, yes. Hezraz, there is a reason we don't use Roman numerals anymore. Right? And actually, a lot of clocks don't use IV for 4 anymore. They use 4 eyes because the theory is when you're looking up at a clock, if it's on a certain angle, the lines can look like a 3 with the V at the IV. So they put the 4 lines for the numeral 4 instead. So, yeah. There's been ships named after aliens, the Shran, the T-Planahoth, Siddiq, Gorkon, and a host of others. Yes, plus there's the non-canon or the beta canon stuff like FASA, where you have the Andor class, you have a bunch of other ones that are named after whatever. I'd be happy if they just switch things around with the set a bit, that if they're not switching them all, just with paint, different screens, maybe switching up angles and lights could make it look great. Totally agree with you. We've said that going into we said that coming out of season 3, with the change in the uniforms. Unfortunately, that bridge and those colors that they chose, that color palette for the bridge and the hallways, were very much to play to the blue uniforms. The blue with the coppers and the silvers and the golds. Now that they're back to the primary colors of yellow, blue, and red, those colors don't look good anymore. They don't look good on those sets in front of those set pieces. So yeah, we said that they should change the color of the bridge at the end of the last season. Didn't think, well, we were hoping that they would, but they didn't, so. He may be called Kovich, but he's Cronenberg. They could put aspects from the time travel plots in Enterprise into Discovery due to the time travel. Yes, they could. Next season with the new tech, I think will be a huge improvement with the new VR sets. Well, they're already using that. They're using the digital background. You can see it on scenes on Navarre and stuff. That's what they're using. I don't think they'll do it for a bridge set, though. You need to have a physical bridge set. So, just, if they go VR bridge, I won't be happy about that, honestly. Ryan says, I'm curious if the entire Romulan Empire united with Vulcan and the Federation, or just one group or planet. The Romulans were spread out to many different worlds. The Tal Shiar really went along with it. Smart Smear says, I enjoyed the episode a lot. It might be my favorite Discovery episode. Bearing in mind, I started in season 3. Between this and Giorgio, it's like a character has to leave to truly shine. Shannon says, Enterprise is getting some love on Discovery this season. Good to see. I am a staunch supporter and know if I'm in the majority. Season 1 and 2 obviously aren't great, but seasons 3 and 4 were great. Oh my. Okay, season 4 was fantastic. Seasons 1 and 2 were good. Season 3 I hated. Season 3 is what made me stop watching Enterprise. Initially. Going back and revisiting it though, season 3 of Enterprise is fucking great. It's well written. It's a great story. It's a little bit too dark though. It's too much. It's too much. It's too depressing. But it's good. But it's what tuned me out initially for watching Enterprise back in the day when it was newly on, because they created a new fucking race, the Xindi. When you have, like, the Interstellar Concordium, you have the Kzinti, you have the Lyrans, you have the Hydrans, you have the Andromedans, you got a whole bunch of stuff that's in beta and side canon that they could have used. They could have fleshed those out instead of creating a whole new species. And they used the Xindi, which have 5 distinct, the avians, the aquatics, the insectoid, the reptilian, and the arboreal. And the avians are died off, so there's only 4 left. In Starfleet battles back in the day, there was a group called the Interstellar Concordium, which was the exact same thing. They had 4 or 5 unique species that formed this. You know, it just use what's already existing instead of making up your own shit. And I know you don't want to pay royalties to the creators and stuff, but that's a bad move. It's a bad call, Ripley. I'm saying. Fun facts. Ghosts prefer numbers to Roman numerals. In a paranormal investigation, beware things that use numerals to communicate. Jonathan, just got here. The show started with a captain's log, which was good. It started well, but closer to the end, felt a little meh. Felt a little rushed at the end, especially with the... And by the way, whoever is the transporter chief on the Armstrong should be shot or fired at the very least. If you're locking on to people on a planet, are you going to save the ones that are high up on the ridge shooting down into the valley? Or are you going to save the one that's being attacked by an unknown life form in the valley first? Like, really? Anyway. Is there anything in canon that references the 32nd century or beyond? I think Braxton and Voyager was 29th century and Daniels was from the 31st century. Yes, nothing that goes beyond where they are. No. I still don't like the explosive teleport and warp sounds. I do, just not for Star Trek. I do like the sounds though. They tickle my pleasure bone. That sounded really wrong. They tickle my ear bone in a way that I like the sounds. I just don't like them associated with Star Trek. If they were on The Expanse or something, cool. But that being said, Burnham appointing herself as a committee without Federation oversight seems very Discovery. What I think would be interesting is that the Romulan colony from the Romulan Empire lost contact for centuries and believed they were the last Romulans were found by Navarre and the Federation. Hell yeah, that's a great storyline. And Fleetpaw is talking about the aliens from Captain's Holiday for the Oxutat or whatever the fuck it was called. And I don't know where they came from. There's also the future Borg from Voyager. But no, I don't think anything went beyond where they're at right now. So if Navarre is part of the Federation now, does that mean that we will be seeing more Navarians, maybe some Romulan and Vulcan officers? Hopefully, yes. Riley says, just got here by the way. What do you think of the new shuttles? Funny you asked. We'll have a video about that on Saturday. I think they're very plain and kind of ugly. And again, generic sci-fi. The same kind of thing we say about a lot of the Discovery tech. Doesn't feel Star Trek enough. That being said, it's a new shuttle. Thank God. They're not using the Discovery shuttle still. So, thank you. By the way, guys, 4 more likes. 4 of you have not hit that like button. Give that like button a hit, a tap, touch, a caress, a lick, a poke, a stroke, whatever you need to do to the like button. There you go. We're up to 80 now. Thank you. Hezra is exactly what I was thinking. They could still be a threat. Ryan says, I cringed when SMG Burnham mispronounced Bajor. Hezraz, it actually makes a bunch of sense to have Burnham be a bridge between Navarre and the Federation. They actually incorporated her Vulcan background and raising, but being human too. Yes, being human, being raised on Vulcan, learning the Vulcan ways, being just grown up around that, being a Federation member, also being a member of Starfleet and a Starfleet captain. It's like, yeah. Jeff says, hey Captain, I have to sign off for tonight, working on a few things. Have a good night. See you later, Jeff. Thank you for joining. Jesse says, Klingons, where? I didn't see any Klingons. Totally agree with that. I liked how Burnham was worked into the story. Prior to Discovery, the 29th century was as far into the future as Star Trek had gone. Ezra says, we need Klingons. I almost feel like they're afraid to put them on screen. They are. They absolutely are. They have to either have to fix them to make people happy, but then they're admitting that they made a mistake and they have to change their art design, or they need to keep them the way they are and piss everybody off. So they're taking the safe route and just not showing them. So that's what's going on there. Riley says, a new Star Trek game trailer just came out. Yep, I have not watched it yet, though. Shane says, Picard was involved in Klingon politics. Cisco was involved in getting Bajor and the Federation. It makes sense to involve Burnham and Saru. Honestly, though, when they were talking about bringing in a third party to kind of give another option, since Saru is a council member for the Kelpians, what the hell is this? Kaminar. I thought they were going to bring in the Kaminar Council instead of Burnham, but, you know, it worked out. Would they know all her past, though? I thought it was a big hush-hush here from the past. No, all the information about them is redacted in their time after they disappeared, not for the future. They would have given them the database. They would have explained everything. It's 900 years in the future. It's not going to cause any damage at this point. So, I believe the only season I have never seen of Trek is season 3 of Enterprise after this live. Watch it. It's really good. It's really well written, really put together. Archer's a little bit mopey and depressed like a fucking high school teenager through the whole thing. But they attacked Earth. They're going to kill Earth. There's a lot of that going on in season 3. But that being said, it's well written. There's great characters. There's great story arcs. It's well done, for sure. Smart Spirit says, it makes perfect sense, but the way she's normally portrayed as baggage, it sours it a tiny bit for me. These could just be UFP shuttles, as they were labeled that way, and not Starfleet shuttles, perhaps just Federation headquarters. That's a distinct possibility, sure. Yeah, oh yeah. Trekyards, true, because you really would need to show them as Picard and Eric Klingons. Well, we did see a Klingon in Picard in the first episode, and it was Michael Dorn as Worf in the news broadcast, standing beside Picard. So they did show in Picard, at least, the Klingons are canonically correct. So there's that. Shannon says, Captain Picard, back in the day, pronounced Bajor the same way Burnham did. I thought it was a nod from the writers. Possibly. It's like Sulu in TOS. The Klingons. You know those Klingons? And don't forget that Spock's a Vulcanian. LOL, would be funny if third party to the Borg, who are now galactic peacemakers. Resistance is futile. You will like each other. Fleetpod, regarding the Klingons, how would you feel about a mix of Klingon orcs from season 1 and 2 of Discovery and TNG DS9 Voyager Klingons? I'd be better. I'd feel better about that, but they should have done that in Discovery. They should have had smooth-headed Klingons, they should have had ridge-headed Klingons, and they should have had their fucking abominations. It would have made sense. But no, they decided to not do that. To piss everyone off, have TOS Klingons, Discovery Klingons, movie era Klingons, TNG era, etc. Klingons all in one room in a scene. That would work though. It wouldn't piss anybody off. It would piss a few people off, but it wouldn't piss us off. Because that makes sense. That's how it should have been done from minute 1. On Navarro, there were shuttles flying around like traffic in a Star Wars prequels or The Fifth Element. That would be fantastic. Great to show varieties, show the variations in species, which there should be, especially when living on other planets for centuries. Yes, 900 years is a long time. Genetically, not so much. There wouldn't be that many genetic changes, except for the Tribbles. That's why the Tribble as a Starfleet officer is kind of funny to me, because what's the fucking generational cycle of a Tribble? 2 minutes? They're born and they're pregnant, and then they give rise to the next generation of Tribble. So their evolutionary process would be fucking ramped up. And then add that, or multiply, like, let's say a minute or 2 minutes by 900 years, and tell me how advanced those Tribbles are. They should be ruling the galaxy at this point. So Hezraz says, great minds think alike. This is true, Hezraz, but you know the saying, great minds think alike, and fools seldom differ. Hit that like button, guys. Let's get up to 100 likes. It's another 15 likes. I think there are 15 people out there that haven't hit that like button. Haven't seen a super chat in a while, which is also a bummer, but if you're able to, please consider doing so. I would really appreciate it. And I hope I'm keeping you entertained. Fleetpaw throws in $2. Puggin snores. Give her a treat, Stuart. Did you want a treat? Well, that woke up. She's like, Shannon Bailey. There should be an updated meme of Worf. We do not talk about it regarding the Klingon look. There has been. I saw one a few years ago when Discovery first came out. I have it saved on my phone somewhere, but I got too many pictures on my phone. Jesse Wolf. Just put hair on the new Klingons. But I are with the room of Klingons. Oh, I like the idea of the room of Klingons too. Hezraz, it is also the easiest way to fix the mistakes and still sort of save face. Have 4 or 5 different Klingon races, species, specialization occurs differently in certain animals. Colin says, or just have the new Klingons, which are CG balls of light, as they have ascended as a species. Smart Smear says, it's funny how in all 3 Trek shows this year had shuttlecraft episodes, though for Prodigy, the whole ship crashed. Perhaps Tribbles created the dark matter anomaly. Yes, that's their way of conquering the universe. Peter Lacaco, $5. Saw today, thank you for the super chat, by the way, much appreciated. Saw today that a nano warp bubble was created by NASA engineers, one small step. Yeah, I heard about that too. Didn't do any reading. I just heard a warp bubble was created, and I was like, that's the stuff. So let's put a ship inside that shit, and let's get trucking. Let's get going out there. Fleetpaw, each Tribble is capable of giving birth to a glitter every 10 hours or so. They are indeed an ecological menace, and the Klingons were right to obliterate their homeworld. Prove me wrong. No, you are correct. They are an invasive species. Except for on their home planet, where they have something called a glommer, which is this little guy, which is a Tribble predator. And it basically walks up over the Tribble, sits down, and it's got teeth in the bottom here, and just eats the Tribble. But this is a glommer. This is the Tribble's natural enemy. So I've got one in here because I got a basket full of Tribbles down there. But this keeps them in line so that they don't, take over the house. But you take them off their home world where there's a glommer, there's a predator for the Tribbles, and that's bad news, man. Invasive species, not cool. So yeah, this is a glommer. It's from the animated series, in case you guys didn't know. So, glommer. You should put the glommer beside Grogu. People be like, what's that thing? Because nobody knows what the hell a glommer is anymore. Do you even Star Trek, bro? There's the glommer. Yeah, I don't want that there. That's silly. Let's go back in there with the Tribbles. can keep them in line. Keep them in check. Eric Martin, $5. Will we see one of those YouTube videos to help you sleep? 8 hours of Tilly snoring. No. Another thing Sarah and Burnham represent is being from an era with a strong federation. Yes, so does Tilly, and that's why that's what Kovich was saying to her. And I think that's one of the reasons that he asked her to be part of Starfleet, or to teach at Starfleet, was to imbue those, how the Federation should be, or how it was, to the new cadets. So it's extra funny how Lower Decks has Discovery Tellarites, but never shows Discovery Klingons. Nobody likes them. The Tribbles finale got revenge on the Klingons. LOL, humans have done far more damage than any so-called evasive species. Fleet Paul says, I knew about the Glommer. Did you, though? Did everyone else watching? I don't know. I feel like I'm here to educate. So, 10 more likes, guys. Let's get to 100 likes. Jesse says, long hair makes for a better hunter. An interesting thing to look up to. Hashtag, put Klingons in Discovery. Colin says, I like the Discovery Klingons. They would have been a great new alien race, but Klingons are established in canon, and the updates kept nothing beyond the ridges. Yes. Mark Lawrence, $5. Had to step out for a bit. Was it me, or is the Navarre leader into Saru? Maybe Pon-Farr cycle is coming up? Yeah, Mark, she's definitely into Saru. We knew that last season. But yeah, he got him his Kelpian tea, and then asked, well, did the meditation thing with him, and then asked, hey, you want to come over for some tea, baby? Let's Netflix and chill. Let's hollow table and chill. I don't know. I'm stretching there. Matt Boardman, the animated series was my first Trek, so the Glommer is familiar to me. Should be familiar to you, Matt. Jonathan, Season 3 of Discovery crashed into an ice planet, and Season 4 had a shuttle crash into an ice moon. What is the obsession with crashing into the snow? Is it from the real-life experiences in Toronto? Yes. There's a lot of snow in fucking Toronto and around Toronto, so yes, that's exactly why. If they want to do it in the summer, they just film in an old abandoned gravel pit. They've done that a few times on Discovery, too. So, which is where they were filming this one, by the way. Another gravel pit, but with snow in it. Does it bother anyone else that the word canon was originally first used in religious discussions about what should be kept in the Bible and what shouldn't? I don't think I want Trek to be a religion. Yeah, I mean... It's got new meaning in today's lexicon, however, just because of what Star Trek had a Bible. There was the Star Trek Bible for the TOS series. There are rules in that were made to make sure that writers didn't fuck things up. Guess what? None of the new shows have a fucking Bible, and it shows. Why is the actor who's playing Tilly leaving? That's Mary Wiseman. And do we know she's not leaving? She's still going to be around. Don't worry. Nick says, just got in, Cap. Thoughts on another episodic feel and recycling maybe Tilly's role on the show? This is definitely the best season in my opinion. Totally agree with that, Nick. It is the best season. Thoughts on another episodic feel? Loved it. It felt very Star Trek. The storylines plus the A, B, and C plots were fantastic. And reducing Tilly's role, I don't know if they're doing that necessarily. I'm fine with all of it, actually. Tilly's character's been kind of lackluster this season anyway, and even part of last season. She's kind of redundant at this point, which is sad. But I'm not upset to see her go, really. I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave. The animated series was okay, except for the game show theme song that always bugged me. Oh, fuck. I love the animated series. The fucking soundtrack is atrocious. That intro music is disgusting. I hate the soundtrack. I hate the music in the animated series. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, it does sound like a fucking game show, you're right. Ugh. That Burnham, we use the gravel pits in Toronto and Defiance as well. Well, yeah. It looks alien. The only new Trek show that I think has a Bible would be Lower Decks. Yes. Yes. Language evolves. The word Bible is actually a translation from the Latin meaning library. We have just come to see it as a religious thing through time. The F word meant something else 200 years ago. Mike says, and Scotty said to the captain, all power to the engines. Amen. Futurama for the win. The Church of Trek. And the worst part is Star Trek has expanded so much as a franchise, it produces its own Bible now. The Star Trek Encyclopedia is widely available. Every Star Trek writer should have one. Jonathan, I think Judd Jones was the voice of the emergency computer, the voice of the shuttle. Maybe. Fleet Paw. General Grievous, we can't be so offended by words like canon or story Bible that we toss out words like that because they may or may not have a religious connotation. Joseph says, come on though, the animated series theme is fine for a Saturday morning cartoon feel. It's not though. You know what's good for a Saturday morning cartoon? Thunder, thunder, Thundercats. Ho! Feel the magic, hear the roar. Thundercats are loose. Rush. That's a fucking Saturday morning theme. Or, G.I. Joe is the code name for America's daring, highly trained special mission force. Its purpose, to defend human freedom against Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world. Or the Transformers, doo-doo-doo, roar then meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. Those are fucking Saturday morning themes. None of this. Da 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 da. He's right. It does feel like a fucking. It does sound like a game show. It's awful. It's fucking atrocious. So Joseph, go on. Jesse Wolf, $2. Klingons in Discovery fundraising starts here. LOL. How was your Thursday? Any snow? There's a little bit of snow on the ground, but the next few days are going to be like pretty mild, so it's going to be gone right away. And next week looks pretty mild, so. Donnie says I did my mock-up recreation of the animated series theme tune streaming on my SoundCloud page. I hope it's better than the original because I'm already disappointed in the lack of Prodigy merch. If I can't get the NX01 Snowglit, I'm going to lose it. Well, you'll be able to get that. And don't worry, there will be Prodigy merch. Trust me. Playmates is coming back doing Star Trek stuff. One of the first lines they're going to do is going to be Prodigy. You're going to have a ship. You're going to have the phasers. You're going to have all that shit. Trust me. Mask had an awesome intro. Yes. Most 80s cartoons did. Silverhawks as well. Brave Star. Brave Stars was really good. Dun 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 dun. I can't remember how it goes right offhand. Gummy bears. Gummy bears, bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears. Just finished watching the episode. I was surprised by how good it was. Jace and the Wheeled Warriors. Yeah. Oh my god, Thundercats theme stuck in my head now. Thanks for that, Captain. No problem. I did it really badly though, so it wouldn't affect you. But I love that. I love the Thundercats theme song. That's a theme song. That's one of the best theme songs of all time. That and Airwolf and Knight Rider. But now we're getting off cartoons, so. And all who cannot sow the cutter in the stars shall be laid low and made into dust. I thought the animated Star Trek series theme tune did not sound game show-esque, lol. Oh, it definitely does though, Donnie. Belinda saw Saved by the Bell on Saturday mornings in the 90s. When you wake up in the morning and you're it's alright, 'cause I'm saved by the bell. You forgot the best one, Trekyards. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power. They're the world's most fearsome fighting teens. They're heroes in the half shell and they're green. Yeah, I know. It's good. I don't want to have to sing it though. Is there an Annex of One Snow Globe? Love to get one. Probably. Yeah, my introduction to the Ninja Turtles with the 1990 live-action movie adaptation. Oh, Donnie, that's rough. Yeah, let's not forget Tailspin. Let's not forget Darkwing Duck. Let's not forget Scrooge McDuck, or whatever that one was. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. Chip 'n Dale. Yeah, I mean, don't get me started on that kind of shit. Visionaries, fight with the power of light. Yes. Fun fact, the car in Knight Rider is also the voice of Optimus Prime. Yes, car, or Knight Automated Roving Robot, was voiced by Peter Cullen. This is correct. Thundercats are hoes. What? Oh, no. Speaking of movies, I'm seeing the 20th Century Studios movie adaptation of Leonard Bernstein and the Stephen Sondheim musical West Side Story. I got the 1961 movie adaptation on Blu-ray. My mother's name is Martha. Saved by the Bell has been rebooted. It's actually not that bad. I haven't seen that yet. And all who are prideful and refuse to bow to Trek shall be laid low and made into dust. That's what I meant to say. Star Blazers, DuckTales. So great they took Tilly away. Nobody talks about that. We did talk about it, and she's not going away. She'll be back, don't worry. I really enjoyed Will as the host of the Ready Room. Love DuckTales. DuckTales. I rebooted my Tesla the other day. Hopefully it doesn't come back as a former shell of itself one day. The Real Ghostbusters. Yeah. Wow, this went sideways quick. Anyway, in summary, this was a pretty good episode. The episode I feel was good. The ABC storyline idea was great. The shuttle crash felt very Star Trek. Unfortunately, it didn't feel like 900 years in the future Star Trek, but still, it's fine. The character development was great for Booker and Hugh, and Tilly as well, and the new cadets were awesome. I really love the cadet Sasha. She's super cute. The Orion guy, I really like him. Not a fan of the Tellarite guy. The other guy didn't get to know him very well before he died, so it is what it is. The Navarre president and Saru scenes were great. Even the fact that the Federation president got the heads up from the Navarrian president beforehand, and that's why Vance was sick, so that Michael Burnham and Saru could find a way to solve the problem, I thought was really well handled and well done. So overall, a great episode. I saw a preview on TV for Saved by the Bell reboot, and a lot of the originals got a bunch of work done. The Adventures of Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century. Peter Lukaku, $10. Thank you very much. If you like the Thundercats, you must have loved Jace and the Wheeled Warriors. Never really watched it, though, as a kid because it wasn't on the station that I would see Thundercats, Transformers, TMNT, GI Joe, Gem and the Holograms, Gummy Bears. Just the channel I never got had Jason the Wheeled Warriors. I'm aware of it. I have watched some of them. I love the theme song. I definitely know that, but never really watched it. So it always goes sideways after we talk about the episodes. I know, usually about the hour mark. I like this episode. You got some action, you got some politics, you got some team building. Donnie says, I myself thought the shuttlecraft reminded me of the one in Power Play episode of Next Gen. Yes. They should contact Q and Trelane in Picard Season 2 would be a fun callback, which they like to do. General Grievous says, what would make the 80s Transformers movie better is literally any music other than that awful soundtrack. Excuse me? The fuck you just say? Get out of my life. General Grievous, that's... you don't fuck with the classics, son. You Got the Touch. Dare by Stan Bush. Dare to Be Stupid by Weird Al Yankovic is on that soundtrack. There's a lot of fantastic songs on that soundtrack. Do not diss the Transformers sound. That's like dissing the Top Gun soundtrack. And it's not done. It's not done. Get the fuck out of here. What about TMNT? I did sing that, so. My introduction to Transformers was Generation 2. Oh dear God, Donnie. Generation 2 was fucking awful. So was Robots in Disguise. So was Transformers Armada. There's a lot of bad Transformers shows. The best ones are G1, just because it's G1, even though there's a lot of mistakes in it, animation mistakes and stuff. Transformers Prime, Beast Wars, Beast Machines maybe, but it wasn't that great. It was still better than Armada and shit, but Transformers Cybertron was also fucking god awful. So there's been a lot of bad Transformers shows, but there's like Beast Wars, Transformers Prime, G1, those are all fantastic. So what I liked about Jason the Wheeled Warriors was it actually completed the story. When the series ended, it wrapped up the story and tied up all the loose threads, rare for a cartoon series even then. Vince DiCola did a great job scoring the Transformers the movie, yet Rocky IV introduced me to him, and I love that score for the movie as well. You should look up the Cybernetic Spree Immigration song on YouTube. I should. Donnie says, I don't blame you, Cap, but I'm just being honest. That's fine. Beast Wars, yes. Honestly, I love Beast Wars and Beast Machines as well. Beast Wars is fantastically fucking written. The characters are great. They're so well developed. The storylines are awesome. I like the animation. A lot of people are like, I can't get by the animation. It's the first fully animated show, for fuck's sakes. Take a pill. It's fine. I love the animation in Beast Wars. Could it have been better? Hell yeah. But for the time, it was great. Beast Machines... They kind of pissed all over the characters in Beast Machines. I'm sorry. Rat Trap was like one of my favorite characters, and just it was awful in Beast Machines. There is no Dinobot. I mean, don't get me started. It's fine. General Grievous $2 struck a nerve. LOL. No regrets. GoBots, yeah. General Grievous $2. You got the touch. You got the earplugs. I think of the touch though. I think of Mark Wahlberg from Boogie Nights. It's fucking awesome. You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah. Mike says, I want some programmable matter to fix my box spring so I don't have to sleep on my couch. Colin Barrett, the Japanese continuity for Transformers G1 is really good, but the translation on the other language dubs is awful. Yes, to all those things. Even the Headmaster series that came after, which was like seasons 4 and 5 of G1, which were only available in Japan. I've got a subtitled version of it, and I hate subtitles. I cannot focus on a show and read subtitles at the same time. I wish it was dubbed, but yeah. Anyway, Beast Wars was like Lower Decks of Transformers with its humor. I don't think so. I mean, I can see why you say that, but I think Lower Decks is a little more irreverent. But Eric says, I think Saturday morning cartoons in the 70s and 80s were great. I don't think kids have anything like that anymore. No. The 90s is where that shit all fell apart. And the aughts, the knots, the 2000s were fucking awful for cartoons. Fleet Paw, $2. Just because Grievous is ignoring me, no one ignores me. No one summons me. Then it pleases me to be the first. Transformers the movie. Unicron, Megatron. Speaking of, there is a YouTuber I know in London here. His name is Jay Bartlett. He does toy reviews. And there's another one in Kitchener called Michael Mercy. Fantastic channels. Check them out. But last week, I went to Jay's place. Michael Mercy joined us, and we did a table read of Transformers the movie. I was Megatron and Galvatron and Ironhide and a few other characters, and it's great. It's going to be on my channel soon. It's fun. And if you haven't subscribed to these other guys, if you're a toy fanatic, 80s toys, you definitely have to check out Michael Mercy and Jay Bartlett on YouTube. So check those out. But yeah, a Transformers table read, Transformers the movie. I haven't talked about it yet. This is the first time I'm mentioning it here on the channel. Jay's going to edit it together, and he's going to give both me and Michael a copy. And then he said we can upload it to our channels respectively. So I'm going to be doing that for you guys so you can see me acting out the scenes. I do a pretty good Megatron, I gotta say, and Galvatron. So, Nickelodeon is trash. Yes. Meet George Jetson. I like that t-shirt. Thank you, Critical Thoughts for Real. If you like this t-shirt, you can get one. Down in the description below, there is a link to the TeePublic store. There's a TeePublic Trekyards store, which has this shirt and many other Trekyards merchandise shirts. So check it out. Click the link down below. I need friends like that. For some reason, I can't find Star Trek fans or sci-fi fans around here. They're everywhere. They just hide in the shadows. Once you find one, then you see more. Hallowed are the Trek. You can purchase one in either the Teespring or TeePublic stores. Links in the description. Thank you very much, Fleetpaw. And yeah, Critical Thoughts for Real. If you just go down and check out, just click on the link, check the store, see what's available. Anything you want to add to your cart, add. As of today, it's the 9th. If you order in the next 27 minutes, you'll have guaranteed before Christmas delivery. And they have sales all the time, like 35% off. So if you just add stuff to your cart and you want to save yourself 35% off your order, you can just add it to your cart and go back and visit it later. But yeah. Great theme tune. Speaking of the Jetsons, next year marks its 60th anniversary. Speaking of West Side Story, next marks that musical's 65th anniversary. Trying to think of other great 80s tunes now. The A-Team. Yeah. There's so many good ones. Oh, Greatest American Hero. Believe it or not, I'm... How's it go? Believe it or not, I'm... I never thought I could feel so free, flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. Yeah, Airwolf, I mentioned Airwolf earlier. So do you have a Foley class shirt yet? No. No, we need to do some more shirt development. There's quite a few ideas we've had from our lives, like thrusting nipples of power, which need to be created into shirts for sure. Karate Kid soundtrack is epic. Well, guys, I think I'm going to call it there. Yeah. This has been fun and all. But, believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel... I don't know why I fucking missed that. I love that song. Thank you, Matt. Highway to the danger zone. Squadron course, $1. There needs to be a Tractor Factor shirt. Fuck yeah, man. Just agree this has someone to snipe. Oh, nice. Sacrificial lamb there, Squadron course. Good job. Jordan S. Thanks, Captain. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you for being here and watching, guys. I'm glad to be back in the ready room. I'm glad things are getting back to normal in the house. I feel revitalized. I still got a lot to do, but stay tuned. Go subscribe to the Captain Foley personal channel. Link in the description down below. Go subscribe to it and make sure you don't miss the renovation video, plus all the other stuff I do over there, which I don't put on Trekyards. So go check it out. Yes, please like and subscribe. We have 104 likes, which is awesome. We got over 100. Amazing. Actually, another $10 in super chats would be great. Now another $8, because General Grievous just sniped in with $2. So can I get another $8 to get a nice number? That'd be awesome. General Grievous, $2. At Fleet Paw, your saber and phaser will be mine. JL Young, a sleek shirt. Yes, there needs to be a sleek shirt. Yes, we're aware. We're aware. Can't wait to see the Fighting Kurtzman. Fighting Kurtzman is a full-time job t-shirt. Yes. The animated Captain Foley. Fighting Kurtzman is a full-time job. That has to be a shirt. Show of hands right now. Who would buy a shirt with my animated avatar that's on the thumbnail of this video screaming like Shax and says, Fighting Kurtzman is a full-time job? Who would buy that? Haha, you fell for my trap. Squadron course. Snipes in with another $1. That means I need $6 more. Perilous Turtle, says Later Cap. Voyager Cree. Fleet Paw throws in $10. You'll have to pry them from my cold, dead fingers, Grievous. A quantum torpedo from orbit will take care of you. Shannon says she'd buy it. JB's got a eggplant erection for it, so I mean that's good. TX Stevens B puts in $25. That's an amazing super chat. Brofist. It says great episode tonight. Love the Ready Room episode with Mary Wiseman. Mary tonight as well. I'll have to check that out actually. I'll probably go downstairs and watch that right now. Donnie Pearson says, well, I must go now. Thank you, Captain. Until next we meet, may you and yours live long and prosper. Same to you, Donnie. Live long and prosper, my friend. Curse your sudden and inevitable betrayal. Do a scream like Khan, except Kurtzman. Kurtzman! I can't really scream because my kids, like, you can't fake that. You can't whisper that scream either. It's like, Kurtzman! It just doesn't sound right, but yeah. I wonder how a shirt with a drawing of Sam doing his Discovery Klingon impression would look. I need to do a live stream where it's just shirt ideas from you guys, because that's great. I get to see the animated Samuel with like chubby bunny cheeks. You know, the chubby bunny game where you put the marshmallows in your mouth and like have the marshmallows like sticking out of his mouth, and then think, hey, and then like spit like coming out, and like a bag of marshmallows behind him. That's what it would look like. full Bajoran and Lower Decks uniform. Sounds interesting. General Grievous, $5 for the last super chat slot, possibly. That can be arranged, Fleetpaw. I arrange for you to be transferred to an Oberth class ship, as we know revenge is best served cold over Oberth dust. Squadron Core says, I want a shirt with a cartoon Sam saying, it's a bit shit, but I like it. That's another good one. And TX Stevens says, good night all, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you very much, TX Stevens. Thank you so much for that super chat. Live long and prosper, my friend. Catherine Anthony, Vark Tech. Don't know what that means. All right, guys, that's awesome. That's an awesome way to end this live. General Grievous has the last super chat slot, I guess. And peace out, TX Stevens. Thank you so much. Do the Obers have pink upholstery like Grandma's place? Yes, they must have pink upholstery. Colin Barrett, even Shatner cannot do counting anymore. I have seen try with varying degrees of success. Fleetbusters, ouch, I can't really top that super chat. That's cool. Kneel before your trek. I like that one too. Thanks for chatting. Thank you, Squad, of course. And JB says the drawing of Sam should look like he is in a state of bliss while he caresses his face. That's for the OnlyFans page. By the way, to anyone that's interested, I finished the book. Squad, of course, I need to read it. I need to see it. All right, guys, that's awesome. Thank you so much, guys. You are fantastic. I love you guys. Peace out. See me tomorrow at 2 p.m. for the edited review, and join us tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the live full review and breakdown of this episode. Yeah, you know it's time for me to get to be done, right? Yeah. You're in it too, Stuart. Yes, I know. I'm excited. All right, thank you guys, and looks like General Grievous was the winner of the last Super Chats position. So thank you very much, guys. Have yourselves a great day, and Trekmas Day. It's like Namaste, but Trek. It sounded like I said Trekmas Day, like Christmas Day, but that didn't go over so well.